What is up, YouTube? Fury here, bringing you guys a brand new video, and in today I'm gonna be bringing you guys my top 5 tips and tricks to Fortnite, getting you guys better, making sure you win more gunfights, win more games in general. So if you guys enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. If you guys want to join the notification squad, hit that little bell next to the subscription button. You get notified every time I go live or post a video. I'm gonna be streaming some Fortnite tonight, the day this video is going up. I'll be streaming Fortnite more often than I have been, but more streams to come for Fortnite and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys enjoy, hit that like button, and let's jump right into the video. Alright, starting off with tip number 1 I can give you, probably the most important aspect to Fortnite is building. You want to practice building as much as you can. Now, I gave this little info about my settings in the last video, but if you guys do want to have walls as your default building material, you want to go into your settings and turn on reset building choice. Now this is huge, especially when you're getting into gunfights. Like I mentioned, this is something where after you finish editing a building or you place down stairs or whatever, switching back to your weapon and then back to a building, it'll go automatically to the walls, which is huge in gunfights because you want to be building as soon as you get shot. So building as soon as you get shot is huge. So that is one aspect to this thing that you guys got to practice if you guys don't do it already. As soon as you get hit with a bullet, build instantly. As soon as you hear a shot or whatever, definitely you want to build as soon as you can. Now with this reset building choice turned on, like I said, it'll automatically go to your walls, and as soon as you build, or as soon as you get shot I should say, you can instantly build a wall around you guys, and you guys will stay safe from any bullets hitting you and whatnot. So that is huge. And number 1 tip that I can give anybody who playing Fortnite, getting into Fortnite, anyone thinking about getting into Fortnite, practice building as much as you can. Now some people go into games and all they do is just build, not even worry about getting kills or winning the game or whatever. So getting into the game, getting as much materials as you can, and just practice building, definitely a good thing to get used to. So if you jump into a game, have some materials, pretend you get shot, I guess, and instantly build a wall, stairs, or whatever, just so you guys can get just hidden as soon as quickly as you can. Now, I'm not saying it's difficult on console to get used to. After some practice, it does get pretty easy, but this does come a lot easier for those of you that do use a mouse on console. Now, if you guys do use a mouse, you want to set your key bindings for building all on your mouse. So, in my aspect, I have a mouse that has a, forward button and a back button. Say if you're using a web browser, you can just use those quick access back and front buttons. Those are huge. You can use those for some key bindings, and then as well as the scroll wheel. I click that, and then you can get a building material that way. So personally, what I set as my building materials is the back button I set to the staircase, and then the front button I set to walls, and then my scroll wheel, I click that down and I get a flat pad. So those are some quick access buttons that you can use to build, especially if you're using a mouse. Like I said, the building is the most important thing. So if you can get building down, you're going to be winning more gunfights and winning more games in general overall. Tip number 2 that I can give you guys, now this is something I see a lot happening. Now, for those of you new players to Fortnite, building, or when you're facing somebody in a gunfight and they start building, as you guys can tell, when it's built, like the wall is building or the staircase is building, whatever's building in front of you, it takes time to fully build. So the quicker you shoot at the item that they're building, or the wall or whatever, the lower or quicker you're going to be able to destroy it. So the lower health the wall has when it's initially being built. So as soon as somebody puts a wall down, you want to be shooting that instantly, because you do finish that wall off in less shots. So the health and everything that the wall has is a lot easier to break. It's weaker in the beginning as soon as it starts building. So say if a brick wall is being placed, the lower the bricks are on the wall to being complete, the lower health it has to be easily destroyed. So you definitely want to start shooting instantly in gunfights if somebody's trying to build a wall, trying to run from you and stuff like that. Now this is also pretty big in squads. You definitely want to be all shooting at that same wall instantly as soon as it starts being built, especially because if they're building, they're probably trying to hide from you, run away from you or whatever. So if you guys all shoot at that wall when it's weaker, you're going to be able to finish the guys off before they can get away. Now tip number 3 kind of plays an aspect and role in the building tip that I gave you guys, but this is something when you get into gunfights and you want to build, you want to make sure that your elevation is a lot higher than theirs, right? So the higher up you are and the lower they are, the more you're gonna see their body, right? So if you're higher up, you're gonna see more of their body, and they're only gonna see the top of your head, if that. So you definitely want to be higher up. A higher elevation is definitely gonna win you more gunfights, and the outcome of the gunfight is definitely going to be in your favor. You're going to get more shots, you're going to hit them more. So the higher elevation, definitely the better, especially if you have an RPG. You could just shoot that right into their base or whatever, or their building structure. Same with grenade launchers, stuff like that. So the higher elevation you have, definitely a big tip to get used to that. That also plays a role in, like I said, the building. You build as soon as you get shot, and then if you're higher up, you're probably going to get more shots on them than they are on you. Now, tip number 4 here that I got for you guys is to edit your loadout, right? So what that means is when you have a full inventory or almost a full or any weapons in your inventory in general, you want to get used to having specific spots for specific items, if that makes sense. So in my aspect, I put my ARs, and then say if I do use a double pump, obviously the double pump did get nerfed, but if I were to use a double pump or just a shotgun in general, I'll have it in the 2nd and 3rd slot. And then 3rd, say if I don't have the double pump and I have just one shotgun, I'll do AR, shotgun, SMG, and then sniper, and then any like shields or bandages or whatever. So that's what I use for my loadouts, as you guys can see in most of my gameplays and stuff like that. Now obviously you want to play around with the loadout as fits for you. Personally, that's what I use. I know some people who use shotgun first and then AR, but it's definitely good to have an idea of what your loadouts are so that you can easily switch in between weapons whenever you're in a gunfight. So it's not really something you got to look at, especially if your loadout isn't that organized. You're definitely going to be jumping around. You got to hit more buttons to get to whatever weapon you want. It's a lot more cleaner. It's easier to access and stuff like that. So you definitely want to edit your loadout so that you have all the items that you need in order, so you can just easily switch between them. And if you run out of ammo, you can switch to another one really easily and all that. So definitely want to edit out your loadout, just something that you're used to. It doesn't have to be the same as mine, obviously. So whatever you're comfortable with, definitely want to edit that out. Now, last but not least, tip number 5. This is something you got to get used to as well. Most of these tips you got to get used to. Obviously, practice makes perfect. But this one is to make sure you look on the top of the ceilings when you're walking into doors for traps. Now, this is something I don't do often because it's when you're in the moment, you don't look at the ceiling. It's not something that crosses your mind. Tilted towers is definitely a spot to do this in because there's going to be a lot of traps in the beginning of buildings and as soon as you enter doors. So you definitely want to make sure you look at the ceiling before you walk into a door to avoid any traps, so you don't take extra damage you don't need to be taking. It's definitely important to make sure you see those traps before they do kill you off or whatnot. So that is also a big tip to get used to in Fortnite. Now, also, this is like a tip in a tip, I guess. If you guys do want to avoid those traps on the ceilings, this is something I learned from my buddy Coldside. You want to set up stairs right under the trap, right? So if you set up any staircase under the trap will not go off. Which is a huge tip. I didn't even know that. I seen him, I was spectating him, and he built a staircase under the trap, and the trap did not initiate. So that is also a big tip when you see traps. If you don't want to shoot it down, obviously, or break it or whatever, you can just set up stairs right under the trap and it won't set off, which is huge. But that'll basically do it for my top 5 tips and tricks for Fortnite. I'll bring you guys more of these if you guys enjoy them. Hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Comment down below what you guys have, if you guys want to, put out some tips for other people that I missed or whatever. Let them know in the comment section down below. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, man. Join the Fury gang, all that good stuff. More Fortnite videos to come. Let me know if you want to see more of these tips and tricks videos. I will definitely get those out. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.